And we are live. Welcome to Geekgasm, guys. I'm here. I'm still sick, but I must push on. I am joined by Daphne, as always, my co host, and
Hello.
my special guest tonight, the one and only VARIAN Grant. We're going to be interviewing him.
Yeah, things have gone completely bad. I'm a special guest. Hello, everybody. I think Lola took it. Lola took special sympathy on me this morning. Had a rough morning. Had an epiphany too, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, I started seeing stuff a lot more clearer than I had seen it before. And I'm like,
was it the Vicodin?
It may have been. It may have been the medication, but I was like,
or the blood loss.
It could have been medication, the blood loss. All of a sudden, I was like, that makes sense.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see how the shit works.
Huh.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lola. I guess you got to introduce yourself.
Well, I was going to hit the intro, and then we will come back and introduce ourselves.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up, but my computer gave me problems. Welcome back, guys. I am Lola, the Indie Princess, and I am the host of Geekgasm. I do a lot of stuff, so I'm just gonna skip me and go straight to Daphne.
Hello. Oh, and by the way, please admire the lovely shoe cam.
Oh yeah,
that she works so hard. Tip well and tip often.
I need some new shoes. Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, without a shoe cam, but for your safety. And I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, so I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about. And I am known for the funny animal fantasy Tall Tales that I have right here. This is my main comic that I work with J.D. Calderon. And I'm also now known for my new fantasy drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which just recently ended a very interestingly successful Kickstarter. And I thank everybody for supporting it. All the rewards are going out right as we speak. Some people are getting them right now. So thank you for that. And you can read both of my comics at my website at eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can read the first 5 issues of Eagle Raven for free. Or if you want more fantasy, your fantasy to be more action-oriented, you can go to talltalesonline.com, TAILS, where you can read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And sign up for our newsletter, because in March, the first volume of Tall Tales Thieves Quest, the original story, starting from the very beginning, is hitting Kickstarter in its own campaign. So we can all be on the same page with this. And everyone will know what I'm talking about. So also, if you want to see me draw these comics and work on them and talk about them, you can also check out my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage Art.
Cool. I want to point out that my brother's in the chat. He says,
I'm laughing at his comment.
Says, what is up, brother? Hello. Yeah. And he says, I feel creepy to tip on my sister-in-law's shoe cam.
You definitely have to tip. Definitely. Your sister-in-law.
Support. I haven't got any Christmas gift from you.
Yeah, that'll be here. Yeah.
Family support family.
Yeah.
Do I have to introduce myself? Everyone here knows who I am by now. But
you're a special guest.
Yeah. I guess if you don't know me, I'm VARIAN Grant. I'm the founder of Indie Vault Media, founder and co-publisher of Last Call Comics, founder and president of Liberty Entertainment Distribution Group, one of the Terraform comic starting 5 or founding 5. I like starting 5. Sounds a lot better. Starting sounds like a team sport. And he says, no, that's what I'm here supporting. But yeah, so and Lola told me that I should come on today and talk about how great I am and air my grievances with this whole damn industry.
Well, you're like the Dick Clark of comics.
Yeah, more just like let's take the Clark out. And that sums it up. Yeah, no, this industry.
Oh, but your epiphany.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I was sitting up. First of all, I don't know if you've seen that Shaquille O'Neal meme where he's sleeping and then the next minute his eyes are open and they have it's like his eyes are glowing. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I thought, okay, I'm like, Indie Vault. I own Indie Vault.
Yes.
And through Indie Vault, I have a streaming network, Indie Vault TV.
Yes.
And I have a radio station. Okay. I have all three of these things. Okay.
Your
now,
brother agrees with you. You are the Dick of Comics.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's gonna be my new name, the Dick of Comics. The comics Dick. But I thought about like I don't mind that I'm not. I don't mind that it hasn't made me rich. I don't mind that. What I thought about was the support. I started Indie Vault to help everybody, in comics. And you get one or two people who are gonna show up. People who honestly want to help you, and the people who look and they say, he's not supposed to have that.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to. That's and we know what they mean when they say that.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to have that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna try to take that over. And when they realize they can't take it over, they say, "How can I destroy it?" Because I've had people do horrible stuff to the company. I'll try to, just little things that can snowball into big things.
Right.
And it got to the point where I was like, there was last year, I got so guarded and paranoid, what's this person's angle? What are they trying to do? I don't trust them. Because, there were people that I trusted that put the knife in my back to the hilt.
Those are the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what the hell? I had them tell me, people were getting in trouble. People were getting in trouble on my show, apparently, for things that happened. Okay, it would be like someone contacting you, Daphne, and saying, "Hey, I seen what happened on Livewire yesterday. You're a horrible person." And you'd be like, your first thing would be like, I'm not even on Livewire. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but you're associated with them somehow.
Yeah. It was
it's like Twitter in real life.
Yeah. It's like I wasn't even on the show. What did I do? And I had that happen. I felt very bad. I did. I felt bad for the person because I was like, oh man, what? I'm sorry. What can I do? And it really it really came out from, me not choosing a political side in the industry,
Right. Yeah.
Between, because
nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Yeah, exactly.
So I had this epiphany and I'm like, screw these people. I thought about it. And then and here's how I know I had turned a corner. Kanye West started making sense. And I'm like, hell yeah, Kanye, you're right. These motherfuckers won't let me be great. I was tight. I was tight about it for a good couple hours. That's why I had to go to the bookstore because I was tight. I was not having it.
The plan wasn't even to go to the bookstore. The plan was just to go to Best Buy.
Yeah, the plan was to go to Best Buy.
Oh yeah, he went to Best Buy too and got a video game.
There you go.
I forgot to mention that. We had a good day.
which I have not played yet. Yeah. And what the hell? Yeah. When Kanye starts making sense, you have to seek help.
Yeah.
And but it did wake me up. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in this industry, and I have been hailed. And that Daphne being a female in this industry who's drawing, I'm pretty sure that you experienced some of this, like the bar is set a little bit higher.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah.
we have to be, 3 times as good, and maybe
just to get basic attention. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 3 times as good and twice as tough, because I mean, I've had shit done to me, and it's like, why didn't I say anything about that? Why didn't I call out that SOB who, like, the minute they found out that I owned Indie Vault, there was a problem.
Yeah.
I won't speak on the situation, but there was a person who demanded that all of their content be pulled the minute they realized that I own Indie Vault. As long as they thought that, Dreaded Dinosaur or Zim owned it, it was cool.
Right.
But when they found out it was the guy in the raccoon hat, they were like, whoa, who? Oh, no. And unfriended me. Didn't come to me himself, by the way.
Right.
Sent someone else.
Well, but in the end, though, was this person really worth having around if that's how they were going to treat you?
No, but this is our community, though. This is what they want to pass us off as a community, which is why I'm like,
this is the benefit. You see, but this is the thing, though. This is the benefit of being antisocial.
Yeah, it is.
Because the funny thing is like, there's a lot of in different spaces I've heard that there's always a talk about community, but it's always a community as long as certain people are the head of it. Mm-hmm. It's never like an actual community. It's more like a cult that they really want, not actually a community. And they're just and what's fun, so it's like, to tell you the truth, that's kind of like that kind of it's kind of like when your boss says we're a family. It's like, look, I already have a family. I don't need you're my boss, it's like
because
it's like technically, it's like, so technically it's like, it's like I already have people that I consider part of my family, if not literally, just like kind of, I guess in a sense, I have my own community. I don't need this like larger thing the way they think, it exists.
It made me start creating in a vacuum, honestly.
Well, you see, the funny thing is that that's kind of what you kind of have to do, or at least it reminds me of this question that you threw at us one time, where someone was pretty much, after calling us sluts and whores, was telling us how like we didn't know our history, right? And and I remember saying, it's like, so what? It's like, it's like, look, I've been doing my thing since 1992. What kind of history, it's like, it's like, what? It's like, I'm supposed to know every minutia about, shitty companies, just to be able to do my work. I mean, it's like, no. So it's like, it that doesn't matter to me, So yeah, it's like, so in a certain way, it's like you kind of do have to work in a vacuum in order to keep your sanity, especially the way everything is online now.
Right.
And the thing is, though, people talk about a vacuum like, yeah, nature abhors a vacuum, but it's like, but people talk about it like that's a bad thing. It's like, oh, you're in a bubble. And it's like, yeah, because I'm trying to keep all the assholes out.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, I don't care if you're, you like if you don't want anything to do with me, that's fine. But don't try to destroy what I'm building.
Right.
If that's why we don't have to talk. We don't have to be friends. Yeah. But don't come in and try to destroy what I'm building. And I think that's real.
Yeah,
very
no,
shitty.
that's like such Twitter mentality. I mean, it's like it's Tumblr slash. You know what it is, like ever since they tried to clean up Tumblr, all those people moved to Twitter, so now it's a real Twitter problem.
Yeah.
Even though Twitter was a cesspool to begin with. Where it's like, yeah, it's not just about, just being able to like, oh, I don't like you, I'm walking away. It's more like, oh, I don't like you, so I have to get brownie points by trying to take you down.
Yeah, and I try not to live. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I want people to live in my head. They can't live in my head. You have to.
Yeah.
But when people are coming after your business,
yeah,
and trying to take your business down,
mm-hmm.
that's a problem. And I've experienced it so often that it's old hat at this point. It's like, oh, here we go again. I know where this person is going. I had a gentleman. I think I've told the story a few times. I'll tell the quick version. I had a gentleman. I was my first company. I was doing some subcontracting work out for other companies. So if someone was doing a movie, they needed storyboards or they needed logo design or something, we would do it for them. And we had a beverage company here in Detroit, and they were looking for a new logo for their beverage, and they gave us some ideas. They said, we want something really abstract. Well, because I was trying to be like this provider of art, I went ahead and I gave it to this guy who he wasn't a very skilled artist outside of what he could do, which is abstract art. He couldn't draw a human figure. He couldn't, he had no anatomy, skills or whatever. He just, he could do the abstract really good. So I said, okay, here, do this project. I'll split it with you 75-25. Meaning I was going to give him 75.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm like, he's doing all the work, I'm just basically brokering this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember he was really complimentary to me because he kept saying, oh, I can't believe my boss is this 26-year-old black guy. He kept saying, he kept making, he's like, yeah, I went to work and I told everybody the guy I'm working for is 26-year-old black kid. I can't believe it. And I'm like,
which was the part that was more surprising.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, he actually went right behind my back and contacted the company. And the gentleman who was in charge of, not sales, but basically what I guess would be the R&D department over there.
Right. Yeah.
He called me and he left a very nasty message on my voicemail. And I'll never forget, it was like, hey, I don't know what type of company you're running over there, but your employees shouldn't be calling here.
Right.
Asking about the contract, asking about how much you're getting paid. I don't know. And that hurt me. That actually hurt me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because it's like, but the thing is, though, was the implication that he should have been working under an NDA or something? I mean, there was a contract missing.
Yeah. And to his credit and my, my failure on this was that he wasn't working under NDA. I didn't do that. I just had him do the assignment. I didn't expect him to try to contact.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And but it was. I remember I called him into the office and he came in. I knew I shouldn't have done it. But I just I was worried because I mean, you're a 26-year-old black kid. And
all he had to do was do the logo. That's all he had to do.
And I'm like, I told him. I mean, I went off on him. I'm like,
again, which was the part he was more concerned about.
Yeah. And he was 50 years old. Right. And I said, okay, all right. Well, you're fired. You're out of here. You're fired. Now you've been fired by the 26-year-old black kid. Yeah. But I mean, that was I've dealt with stuff like that, and unfortunately, I still deal with it. I deal with it here at IndieVolt. I deal with it here. I deal with it at Liberty. There are people who they don't want me in charge of it. It'd be different if it was anybody else.
Right. Yeah.
I worked at General Motors for a while. And I thought it was the weirdest thing. There was I don't want to say the guy's name because
Right.
He's
Yeah.
but he actually had to have a friend of his at the job go and sign for a house for him
Oh.
because he could not. There was no him buying the house was
Yeah.
not happening, and he had to have the friend buy the house for him. There was all type of stuff like that I witnessed, and so sometimes I'm like, you have to have a figurehead. Like, should I have put someone up in my place? Like, hey,
There was an article in the New York Times a while ago about about situations like what you were mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
And on a separate on a separate but kind of related, I remember reading an article about these two these two women who are running a company, and they needed, and they were trying to get venture capitalists to invest in their company, and they couldn't figure out how to get anybody to talk to them. They couldn't get anybody to talk to them. So one of them got the bright idea to make up a guy as their representative.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it's like, and, she made up this entire profile. I don't remember if they ended up actually hiring somebody to act the part, but pretty much they made up a figurehead. And all of a sudden, they had all these, all these investors.
Doors open.
Yeah, all of a sudden, all these doors open. So I am absolutely not going to say, that it's not happening. And
you watch it happen. I mean,
yeah.
Lola has told me before. She's like, "Hey, you got to be careful because, there are, there are people who will, take this from you."
Yeah. Well, they'll try to. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll try to, and they can't take it, try to destroy it. Okay, well, I can't take it, so I'll destroy it. So I know a guy who started a network about 4 years ago covering video games. And he had him and two friends. Well, one of the friends soured on the whole deal. Mm-hmm. And he got online and he streamed like 20 minutes of hardcore pornography on, YouTube and Facebook. Well, they got their account,
right, yeah,
banned for like, I think you couldn't stream for 30 days or maybe longer. Enough to kill a station.
Right.
Enough to kill a YouTube channel. And you got to be careful, man. Shit like that happens.
I mean, oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Lola, you've been told, I've told Lola sometimes, okay, you got to dial it back. You got to dial it back a bit. She's definitely a shockmeister. She loves to, push the envelope, and I'm like, nope, that's a bridge too far. You can't do that. Yeah. There's times where I have to tell Lola, like, nah, we're not doing that. You gotta, that's a little out there. But she'll dial it back. But there have been times where, she was told, I remember at Comic-Con once, she was told, you can't wear skirts that short. It wasn't really short, and she had shorts on underneath it.
Right.
I mean, there was all types of from other vendors. This wasn't from just
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Vendors are a catty bunch.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They are. And, and the thing is, like, we learned everything that we were into. You spend hours drawing at your table.
Yeah.
From youth till now.
Yeah.
We all got this permanent little bend in our backs because
look, I just today on my live stream, I had to show off my new compression gloves. I mean, that's where we're going.
Yeah. And it's like, people can't respect that. They, I spent, a long time learning how to build websites because I had got screwed. I had paid someone for a website, and they locked me out of it when they needed some more money. They
Yeah.
needed some more money, and they were like, "Hey, can you give me $200 something?" I'm like, "No," and then I couldn't access my website. So once I was able to go to GoDaddy and say, "Hey, this is what's happening," and GoDaddy helped me out, I said, "This will never happen again." And I took a lot of time researching, how to build a website.
Yeah, it's like there's it's like I'm kind of like a control freak that way too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like handing the reins to anybody.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when shit comes to Shinola, I want to know that I'm the one in control of my stuff.
Or at least I know how to do
Yeah.
something. Like you.
Yeah.
There's so many people that and then when that was done to me, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna learn how to do this. I'm gonna learn how to code.
Yeah.
And it sounds a lot worse than it is, actually. People take some time, learn how to code. You'll thank us later, but
coding sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's funny because at some point you start having fun, though. I don't know if you ever got to that point where you start actually having fun when it's all working like it's supposed.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the caveat. It's like when it all starts coming together, it starts to be fun when you're not struggling. The less you're struggling, the more fun it is. Yeah. But the thing is, though, it's like the thing to also remember is like there's a difference between actually having like people who could really do something to you and being paranoid about nobodies just rattling your cage, and that's a big distinction you have to make. It's like when you're making decisions, and this is just talking generally, because it's like it was pretty much a decision I had to make at my last job, which is how I eventually got laid off, but it all worked out. It all worked out. It's like in the end, it's like you have to look at the people who are trying to be a threat to you and decide, are you really a threat, or are you just a paper tiger? You want to pretend that you're more important, like them. They want to pretend they're more important than they really are. And the only thing that they could do is try to rattle your cage. That's like the only thing they can do.
Unless they come to their community and they have a community of people.
Right. I mean, but even then, it's like, it's like you kind of have to assess, well, I mean, because especially it's like when I interact online, that's something that I'm always kind of, always thinking about, that it's like, okay, it's like, how do I preemptively kind of like protect myself, but at the same time still be able to function without feeling like I'm going. But again, it's kind of like the same thing. What are they really doing? Are they just sending nasty emails? I mean, it's like, are they trying to call your manager? It's like,
I think for me, I've said this before. I know people get tired of me saying this, but look, I know I've talked about community. Jody McPhee was taking me to task over the community versus the industry thing, and I told him, which I think he understood. We're actually saying the same thing. My problem with community is that a community you belong to just because you live in the neighborhood,
right?
You don't have to pay bills there. Okay, you don't have to pay bills. You can live with someone. That could be your uncle's house, and you just live there.
Right.
And you could also walk out your uncle's house, go around the corner to Home Depot, get 2 2x4s, nail those bad boys together, and put them on your other neighbor's front lawn. If you know what I mean. You can also
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can be the prick of the neighborhood. Now, here's the thing. Having said that, in the industry, you have to go to work.
Yeah.
And if you don't work, you get fired.
Yeah.
So if you know, now I know we've all went to work. We've all been that person went to work and sat down and said, look, I ain't here to work today. You know, we've all been that person, you know.
Yeah. We've all had, yes,
yeah,
exactly.
we've all had that day. Like, you know, I'm not here to work today. You tell Chauncey over there that he's gonna pull the heavy weight today because but I get that. But generally, you go to work, you have to work to belong. Otherwise, you're gonna get told move on.
Right.
And that's what I like about industry, because you have to be putting something of value into it. You know, and it's almost
more. There's a certain. I mean, it's kind of funny. There's like kind of like a certain, kind of comfort in just being business. You know, it's like you know, because my last job was kind of like a smaller company that I worked for, and after working for them, I swore that I would never work for a small business again. That it's like if I had to go back, I would always work for a corporation, because there's a certain safety in the bureaucracy of a corporation that you know, that me as an individual employee can take advantage of if I needed to, and I've done it, and I've worked it in my favor. But it's like with a smaller company, you're pretty much at the mercy of.
Now, I want you all to record that, because the small business owner just said.
Well, you know what? You know, come at me, bro, because you know what?
No, I get what you're saying, though, because I get what you're saying. There is, you know, like,
let me just sum it up really quickly. A situation had come up where I literally had to call an attorney because of the last job that I had, and the only thing that the attorney could legally tell me, and he literally said this: it's not against the law to be an asshole. So, you know, but if I was at a corporation, HR wouldn't be telling me that.
Yeah, no, HR would have called that person in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, like I said, there's, you know, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I know, like, I'll tell you this, my first company. Oh, yeah, like, I could have used an HR department. I could have used some more business acumen. It was wild around there. It was wild. There were some things that I'm shocked that we didn't have some of the people that worked there, like, really, really get upset. I remember funny story, my secretary's first day. And she didn't even come as secretary. She came in because I was looking for the girls that were going to go to the con that we were going to base this comic on. Right. And so she came in, she says, "Hey, do you have a secretary?" I said, "No, I'm going to start looking for one of those in about 2 weeks." And she said, "Well, I don't have a job. I can do it." And I said, you know, but I also thought, look, I'm a startup business. Maybe this young lady can be, you know, like what I'm looking for, maybe. And I hired her. And she came back 2 days later, as promised. She was there bright and early. And I said, okay, I'm not going to keep her here all day. It was a Friday. You know, I had things to do. So I said, well, you know, we wrapped up early. And I said, come on, let's go get some lunch. And we went over to, excuse my language, we went over to fucking Olga's, okay? Olga's kitchen.
It's a diner or something.
Yeah.
Greasy spoon. Right.
And we ate, and she got in her car, and I got in mine, and I drove the 45 minutes to my house, because my office is about 45 minutes to an hour from my house.
Because everything's an hour away.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I did that on purpose. I didn't want to work too close to home. Right. But she told me about a month or so later, she said, you know, I was kind of freaked out when you took me to lunch. And I was like, why? And she said, well, I thought maybe you want a relationship, or you were trying to, you know, flirt with me.
Wow, that's reading a lot.
Yeah, okay. And I'm like,
Right.
Oh, well, little did you know that I thought I'm making your ass pay. The only reason I didn't is because you got up and left.
Right.
So it's one of those things where people. I bet small
Right.
company, things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was.
Yeah. Well, that was no, but going back to the difference between community and business, I guess, like community and industry. What was it?
Industry.
And industry,
Mhm.
right? So
that's why I come on for.
right, yeah,
Yeah, I see you popped in
it's
there.
yeah, because it's like related to my story. So it's like industry has an HR department.
Mhm.
Community, it's not against the law to be an asshole. So so really, it's like you kind of, I don't put. You know what it is? Like, I understand the terminology, but I don't put like that much into it. But yeah, it's
Nor should you.
right. Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, I already have a family. I already have the people that I consider part of my circle. So it's like everything else is just extra, so it's like, so for somebody like, I don't know, it's kind of like dealing with the crazy cat lady in my neighborhood. Technically she's part of the community, but nobody wants to deal with her.
I didn't know if I should butt in or not, but the big thing for me is the problem with every community is that there's usually a bunch of gates.
Yeah.
And there's always a Gladys Kravitz across the street looking out her window and getting into your business.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was Agatha all along.
Yeah. and the HOA fees are way too high.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like it's like that's the problem. Yeah, because it's like, it's
You're
like
always going to pay in a community.
right.
One way
Yeah.
or another.
It's like, the building my mother lives in. It's like the friggin' building, the board of the building. It's like it's full of like little dictators. It's the same thing with a lot of HOA communities. It's like the people who are attracted to that and always concerned about the community are like little dictators.
Did you guys see that meme? It says a group of Karens is known as a homeowners association.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. That's
true.
yeah.
My neighborhood started a neighborhood watch, and let me tell you, by week 2, I knew it wasn't going to work because they had organized to the point where it was very clear who was a part of the organization, but they had started bullying.
Yeah.
They had created a little Facebook group, secret Facebook group, and they were taking pictures of people's houses they didn't like and post it in the group. Look at this person's flowers. Look at this person's this and that. Oh,
so they were the founders of Nextdoor?
Basically, yeah. It got really
that's not a neighborhood watch. That's a neighborhood complaint group.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what they usually turn into.
It's funny. I joined.
Good. Yeah, because sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah. I joined and I went up there and I sat my ass down in the meeting, and magically, you guys want to know what happened? I set my ass down. I came there, I ate their pizza, I drank their pop, I listened to their spiel, and magically the next week, Neighborhood Watch disbanded.
Yeah,
they disbanded. It's like like I ruined it. I ruined it. I somehow I ruined everybody's fun time. Right. I had a story to go with that, but I'm not going to tell it here. But
the thing is though, but that kind of relates to what I was saying about kind of like deciding who's really a threat and who isn't, and who's just showing off, because it's like, because also it's like, as long as they think you're an easy target, that's how they're going to treat you. Because that's also a part of it too, that it's like, bullies never go after the people stronger than them. They're always going to go after the people they think they can take down easy. So that's, so that's kind of like what you also have to present yourself as that. It's like that, look, you know, you can try to come at me, but you're you can try. You know, it's like, you know, emphasis on the word try.
You know, there's that saying, you know, well, there's two ways to say it. Again, you can say it our way, or you can say the Captain Picard way, which is you may test your theory at your own convenience.
Yeah.
Or how we say it is fuck around and find out.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you were going there. Exactly. And that's what it is, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make you buckle first.
Mhm.
They're trying to, like, oh, the whole embarrassment of being attacked. You know, they're trying to make you back down. And it's like, and the thing is also, it's like sometimes though, all it takes is literally for you to like say, you know what? Not today, Satan. You can, you know, it's literally like, you know, you don't exist to me.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes it's just better to do that, because like in the end, what they want is the attention.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be able to say, oh, look, I'm living in this guy's head rent free,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and, you know, you're like, and you have to go, dude, this is private property.
Yeah. And, you know, and the thing is, when you do that,
Yeah.
when you know, I say totally, if you can ignore them,
Yeah.
great. But remember this, you can ignore them, but when they start throwing rocks at your windows, you might have to come out on the porch.
Well, you know, but the
Yeah,
thing is, but you know, I mean, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's true, but that's if they're actually doing damage.
Yeah.
You know, if they're actually throwing rocks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Stand
that's
outside
the
my
thing,
house.
because it's like, you know, making little, you know, quippy little Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Trying to throw shade. Throwing shade is not throwing rocks.
Right. Yeah, you know, you can walk down the sidewalk all you want, up and down the sidewalk, but the second a rock hits my window,
right,
you know, I'm coming out on the porch,
right,
and you know, I'm gonna sound like I'm in a gang. Hey, Krista, cuz, hand me the blammer. You know, but that's how it's going. But I get what you're saying. I just I've been, you know, I've got attacked for different things. We've been attacked here at Indie Vote for not not going against, you know, why'd you have that person on your show?
Yeah, it's like, you know, the whole like, why didn't you cater to what I want? You know, no matter what it is, you know, it's like, it's always about, you know, you did this and I don't like that, and it's like, well, why should I give a shit if you don't like it? You know, it's like,
I remember trying to explain to someone.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not gonna tell someone they can't come on on my show because of what they, you know, like of what they believe in, because what happens they tell me that I can't come on theirs because of what I believe in.
Well, yeah, it's like, it just becomes like this whole ridiculous circle jerk of like, well, you did this, well, you did this, and it's just, but the thing is though, that's kind of what these people want to see. They want to see that. They want to see you and them go, but you did, you know, because in the end, that's how they get their dopamine hit. Yeah. It has nothing to do, you know, it's like, oh, did you do an activism today? Yeah. You know, it's that whole thing. It's like, it has nothing to do with anything but the entertainment they derive from tearing people down.
Why do you think it's so prevalent though in our industry? Why do you think it's like, or am I just seeing it in our industry because it just, and
you're seeing it because you're in it.
Yeah. Because like I've seen it in other circles too, because you know what it is, I saw this type of behavior like in animation. You know, I'm seeing this type of behavior now in young adult. I'm seeing this type of behavior in anime. I'm seeing it's like, because what it is that I guess when people feel powerless to do any real thing in their life, or you know, or just they don't want to do a real thing in their life, you know, again, it's like the community. It's like, what, your own community doesn't need your help in something. There's no, you know, outreach program for you to work at. There's no homeless shelters. There's no food banks for you to volunteer for. But they go online where they could just sit in their very comfortable chair, typing on their very comfortable computer, and it's like, oh, you did this and you did that, and that's sus, and you're problematic, and and they get this rush from it because it's like they can say, oh, I'm giving somebody the what for on the internet. It's like, I'm sending death threats. I've made this person lock their account. Look at how powerful my words are. And it's like, no, you're not powerful. You're just being an asshole. Stop.
Every year they come out with new words that are canceled for the previous year. And I'm waiting though.
Who's they? In the end, I'm gonna ask what JD always asks me. Who's they?
Well, yeah, but every year,
is it the same 5 people on the internet who get their panties twisted over everything?
I've agreed with them. I've agreed with the canceled words for the past 3 years because I get tired of hearing them because they usually are new buzzwords that have taken on a whole new meaning.
Yeah, like the word canceled.
yeah. I can't wait until problematic is gone.
Oh my God. I cannot. Yeah, exactly. For a lot of keyboard warriors, it's easier for them to bring you to their level instead of raising themselves up. Making yourself better takes effort. That's exactly what it is.
It's like they think mentality.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's like you don't make yourself taller by standing on my back.
Yeah.
Well, you see, you're not, again, you're not supposed to get to the top of the bucket, especially, that you're not supposed to. I mean, the design is to keep you down there. Yeah. If the minute you start climbing up, they will clap on, they will, grab onto you and no, you're, or I'm coming with you. You're going to let me hold on to you.
You see, and that's the funny thing too, because it's like all of a sudden their tune changes really fast when you go, you want to come with me.
Yeah.
It's like that's the funny thing. So it's like the whole thing is just, but I swear to God, I freaking hate the word problematic because it's one of those words that had an actual academic terminology to it, had an actual academic definition that all these little, tween activists on Twitter decided that they were going to turn it into something else.
Yeah. And now everything is problematic.
It's like no. Being uncomfortable, problematic does not mean that something made you uncomfortable. Okay. That's not what the word actually means.
I mean, really,
like triggered.
They call everything problematic.
Right. It's like just like triggered. Triggered is a real clinical word associated with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it has a real physical reaction. It does not mean something made you upset.
Right. And now, it's become,
and you'll see.
Yeah, I've seen you shut down when it comes to
So it's like I freaking hate that where it's like people are going, oh, you triggered. It's like you're the one having a goddamn spasm over something stupid.
I think problematic is gonna end up being canceled in 2022. I think that's going to be one on the list. People are going to say, I'm tired of the word problematic.
I have a hashtag, I think. I have a hashtag.
Preach, Daphne, preach. And for me, though, I just, this morning, when I had this epiphany of like how I'm done and the things that are done to me, I'm like, you know what? I can't be silent about it anymore. Now, I'm not going to go back on old shit. That's in the past. I didn't speak on it when it happened. There's no use dredging it up. But
is there new shit?
That's the problem. I'm sure there will be. And when it happens, I'm gonna call it out. When it happens.
I would, you see, but the funny thing is that it like I said, again, it's like this is all you really have to analyze what it is you're trying to call out.
Oh yeah,
because again, it's like these people, they thrive on the attention. They thrive on knowing, oh, you talked about me. Yeah. I'm living in your head.
Oh well, no.
Let me do a quick little live video. Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I never really respond like that. I always respond by, and I've been a dick for this. I've never responded by. I never responded by like, oh, I'm gonna make a video and cuss this person out. Like I don't do that. What I do is the same thing I've done for years. Oh, okay. You know, I see Susan's Susan's broken up with me. That's not a problem. I'm gonna go over here and get Yolanda and date Yolanda. Hi, Susan. How you doing? And
Right.
I rise above it by being better and keeping and it's a rap lyric I always quote to Lola as a
There's 1,000 yous. There's only one of me.
No. Do not let me do it to you because I'll overdo it.
Right.
So I will say, oh, if that's the way it's going to be, not only am I going to better whatever it is I have to make better, but I'm going to make it so far out of your reach that now the rocks you're throwing, and I can't even hear you from the plateau I'm on now.
Right. Yeah.
And but I can't sit there any longer and I guess take.
Well, you see, the thing is though,
Grab your
is
ankles.
that working on your success, on your personal success,
Mhm.
is not you taking it. You know, it's like you not. It's like you know, it's like your best revenge is your paper. You know, it's like you want to concentrate on what you need to do for what you need to do, not what you can prove to your haters, which, you know, to quote Cat Williams, if you don't have 5 more by the summer, like you know,
well, they gotta look at
something,
you. They gotta look at you like this. Like they said, your haters gotta look at you like this, like their stomachs hurt.
Right. You know, it's like, and then that's the thing. It's like what it is that, you know, you're not taking it by ignoring them. You're not taking it by, you know, by not acknowledging them. It's like that's you being too worried about what they're thinking. You know, it's like you have to really just concentrate on what you have to do. Get your work done, do, you know, and not worry about them. I mean, it's like I said, look, I literally have a crazy cat lady in my neighborhood. Okay. Look, it's like you laugh, but this woman has tried to swat me 7 times, have me swatted. Okay. Over some stupid stray cats in our back alley. You know, and this woman literally, I mean, it got to a point where I had the police over my house so much, I had to put a sign on my door explaining the situation. And there just came a point where it's like, okay, you know what? You're the miserable one. You stay miserable. I'm going to continue living my life.
Did she not like the cats or?
No. That's the problem. She loves the cats too much.
Okay.
And she fights with everybody in the neighborhood over them because it's like, you know, she hears voices and, you know, she's mentally ill in that whole thing, you know,
a crazy
the cat lady. She's a literal definition of it.
You know,
it got to the point where all I could do was ignore her. And that's what I did. It's like I didn't acknowledge her. She would be screaming at me in the street and I would just ignore her, like not even look her way. And you know what happened? She became somebody else's problem.
But you know,
that's because she got attention from somebody else.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I can understand that. I can understand. You know, I had a situation with fireworks in my neighborhood. They didn't want them. The city decided no fireworks, which is, you know, okay, fine, whatever. Now, what happened was actually the city didn't decide. The city had decided the previous year there was no fireworks. Then they said, okay, go ahead and do what you want. But the weird thing was, they had decided, my subdivision had decided no fireworks at all. And I was outside, and with and I didn't know this, by the way. I didn't know there was no fireworks. And my son had sparklers.
Okay.
You know, little sparklers and
right,
little poppets.
And
he was, at this time, he was 6 or 7. And he's outside and he's running around. He's very happy. He's got his sparklers. It's it's just starting to get dark. Well, the new neighbors across the street, I hear them talking, and they're like, I hear the wife say, "It's now or never. You're not supposed to have fireworks."
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Oh, what?" She said, "You're not supposed to have fireworks." And I said, "Oh, well, okay." So, broke his little heart. I made him put the fireworks out. We went in the house.
Right.
Okay, can't have them. That's fine. The next year, three neighbors are, and the rules haven't changed, are blasting off what sounds like dynamite sticks.
Right.
I
Yeah.
watched this bitch, excuse my language, I watched this bitch come out the house and just look.
So was
And
there
she
like a common denominator to this difference?
Oh yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was saying. It's easy to ignore shit, but sometimes when you know where that bullshit is coming from and why it's coming,
Right.
it's harder to ignore, because it's like, why aren't you fucking with this person? Why are you messing with me? Oh, I know what the difference is. And that, and when it's like that, it's I know that the new buzzword is it hits different.
Exactly. It does.
When it's that way, it's like, oh, I see why this is happening, because who I go to bed with, the color of my skin,
right, yeah.
I get it. And so that's why, that's a lot of times, that's what I'm starting to see. I've seen it with Lola. I've seen it with you guys' show. I've seen it on this show where, sluts and whores.
Yeah.
Why are they sluts and whores? Because they're females who dare tell stories and work in this industry. That's poison.
Well, I always, but the funny thing is, like, I always thought you were purposefully digging for those questions.
No.
So I didn't quite.
Yes, he does.
There's been times where I have.
He does. Yeah.
But I'm behind the scenes.
He totally enjoys triggering.
Yeah,
You should have seen the picture he sent me today.
Oh boy.
Even behind the scenes, I've had.
It's lunchtime. Let me send this to Randy.
What did you say, Lola? I'm sorry.
What do you think of that?
What do you say?
Behind the scenes with Geekgasm, there's been problems where I still have a problem with it, trying to get guests now, because people went behind my back and talked shit about Geekgasm and me, and now people don't want to come on the show.
Well, and then that right there is, again, that's the crab bucketing, and I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen it where, let's talk about this and talk about that, and let's throw rocks at her, and
again, easy target.
Yeah, easy target, but they don't understand. But that's what pisses me off. Yeah, and it pisses me off. But she's a big girl; she can handle herself.
Doesn't mean she doesn't need to be protected sometimes.
No. And there are times I'll do stuff, and
she's super protective over me.
There you go.
There are things that she'll do that I'm like, she's asleep now. I'll do what I got to do now. I'm gonna, But I do agree, though. I do agree that answering to every little piece of shade, it's not worth it. It's tiring.
It is, and it's meant to exhaust you. It's on purpose.
Yes.
It's meant to keep you from doing the work.
And I always tell people this too. If someone is throwing shade at you, you have to look at the content, or even, like, especially in our industry, what is it that they are providing?
The famous person said the quality of their character really comes into play. As well, because there's just some people just need to be broomed. I can't. I'm not going to deal with you. Here you go.
It gets to the point where, like, for me, I had to start, like, okay, you know what? If I can't associate with this person because people were starting to say, "Oh, I'll," like, I couldn't associate with people because people were saying, "Okay, I can kill two birds with one stone." I'll just target both of these people now,
right? Yeah,
because they're together. So it's like,
double dopamine hit.
Right. It was like, you go over there, you do your thing. I'll go over here and do my thing. We'll talk. We'll talk, but we won't go on the same shows anymore, because when we do that, they target us both, and then it's a big shitstorm. But I will say this: I think that people are starting to wake up to a little bit of that. I think that I'm seeing people not as
not to change the subject, but what's our radio number?
We don't have radio right now.
Oh no.
Radio's down?
Yeah. It's been messed up all day. It's playing, but I can't get numbers.
Oh, you don't have numbers, but we're available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off topic.
I forgot what I was saying.
That people are waking up. People are waking up.
People are waking up to a lot of the hypocrisy that's out there. They're starting to see, there's such a level of bullshit to what this side is talking about.
Right, yeah.
That they aren't holding themselves up. Because remember, they'll hold them. They hold you up to a standard they won't meet themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Me and JD were talking about that the other day. It's like, there's a standard that everybody else needs to meet except them. There's always exceptions for them.
Yeah. I can't, and everything that I've done from publishing, because publishing is, look, if you've ever published comics, listen to me, look at me in my eyes. Guys, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard work. And I know someone who told me publishing comics is easy. Watch me do it. And they went out there and guess what? They didn't put out a third issue.
Yeah.
They didn't put out a third issue.
Ran straight into that brick wall.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
You just sit there and you watch and you say,
Right.
And now, let me tell you something. That person is out there trying to sell whatever the hell they can. I mean, I'm waiting to see them. I'm waiting to see them next selling medication or something. Like, hey, I mean, like just whatever grip they can find. But
the easy money. Right.
Yeah. But
there is no easy money.
We are at the hour mark.
Okay,
no.
But I do want to share something real quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's you sharing?
Sure.
I'm getting it. I'm reminding everybody.
There we go. Yes.
205 days away.
Holy crap.
Short days.
That'll be tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I know. Really, it's like it's weird enough that it's already the end of February, and I'm still thinking we're in January.
It's coming on us like a steamroller. How many people have sent submissions in?
22.
22.
22 so far submissions. And for some reason yesterday,
Moden, 9 Realms, publishing comics easy. Who the?
Yeah, really.
There we go.
For some reason,
the ones that haven't done it, Mike. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least haven't done it right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I actually mentioned it on my stream this afternoon, where it's like that there was a TikTok that I had to retweet. It's like someone says, "Oh, you know that comic that you keep talking about? You know, you actually have to work on it to get it out there, right?"
Mm-hmm.
The anime trailer you have for it in your head doesn't manifest the comic on its own.
Amen.
We actually added best writer. It was missing for some reason. Best writer was missing from the
maybe it needed
actual form.
Well, that's because JD is a judge and he doesn't, he can't, he can't in it,
Yeah, I'm a judge too, so I just took that off there.
Yeah, I think it was sabotaged, but it's back up there now. So.
I think you're gonna need to have a show where we take the whole show and actually talk about the award show.
Well,
that would be a good idea.
That was the plan for tonight, but it didn't really happen.
You should make a ramp up to it.
Yeah, we could do
and do it on like a Tuesday or
today was variance. Well, today was variance therapy session. So
is that what it was? I come in on this
supposed
late.
to be an interview.
When you started talking about the crazy stuff, because I just everybody's had that discussion with somebody lately who's being badgered from the community.
Right.
It's just it's enough to drive you crazy, and you go, "Why community? Fuck community."
I mean,
because
it's like,
you got to go out there and do business, and you do business with friends. You have family, and everybody. Hopefully, in this business, you want to treat like family until they want to be assholes, and then you can't treat them what are you going to do? You just don't treat them. Don't deal with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Odin, you can submit over there at indievaultawards.com. It is up. It is set.
Is it only for 2020?
I thought it was like 2019.
2019 through 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you're gonna have to wait until next year to win that award on the Embrace, Mike.
Yeah, and then,
that's all there is to it.
We're looking at a couple different but best writer.
I was hoping for you though.
I told everyone though, so I apologize to everybody who wanted to submit the best writer and didn't. You can if you like to, though. It is there now, so you can.
By the way,
Elysian Fields would be available though, Mike.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but by the way, though, it's like the other night, Michael Odin was on JD's podcast, and if you ever doubted the passion that goes into making a comic, that interview that JD did with Michael Odin about the Embrace will make you a believer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like it was literally like, I'm not crying, you're crying. You know, it's like it's like it was. I mean, really, it's like if you want to listen to passion as a creative force, go to JD's channel, listen to his interview with Michael Odin, Indie Comics Explained. Quick plug there.
Grand Rapids Comic Con, the best thing to do is walk the high road and let them stay where they are. Really. It's like, let them keep having
flounder.
that discussion with Varian all the time.
They're the ones who woke up and chose to live like that.
Hating ain't creating.
Right, exactly.
I just
sometimes I'm just creating.
Sometimes I'm just amazed. And you know what though? You know what? I will say this, and this is I'll leave it at this. There's a lot of times where I honestly, I don't think people realize how often Lola sees it because she's with me 24/7, but how often I just don't care, and we laugh about the shit. It's funny. It doesn't. The only thing that pisses me off is when it f's with my business.
Yeah.
But watching someone be a fool and watching someone do stupid shit, shoot themselves in the foot,
trying to pull asshole stunts.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny to me. I'll watch and I'll laugh. Mm-hmm. But until you f with my company, or something like that, or you start messing with my friends, that's a problem.
Well, that's family.
But the thing is, I don't let it bother me. I really don't. And it's funny. I think people think that it does bother me a lot more than it does. It doesn't. It's like I laugh at the shit. However, again, when I see people start saying, "Oh, well, Lola is, she doesn't know about comics, and I don't like her hair color, that color. She should go back to being blonde and stuff." It's like, okay, all right. Or my personal favorite, there was a rumor, by the way, for a minute, and I got in that person's ass real good, that I had taken money to choose, because we had Art of War, we still have Art of War, but I had taken money for the artist to draw a person's character one night.
Huh?
Yeah.
A sponsored without saying that you were sponsored.
Right. And everybody who knew that I just chose randomly. Sometimes 5 minutes before the show.
That was on Art of War, right? Yeah.
And this person ran, "Oh, well, I think that I was made to we drew and that's not what happened. Right. That's not what happened. I would never do that, and not without telling those guys, hey, it's a sponsored thing tonight, guys. Sorry if you don't want to be a part of it, But it's like that pissed me off, and that's the type of shit that I do not like. And I will usually I go to the person, and I have, hey, I hear that you're saying this, that, and the other. Is this true? We need to talk about this because that's not what's happening. But when that type of stuff happens, and the problem is I got too many goddamn companies. Maybe if I just get rid of some of them, sell some of them off, I'll just focus on maybe just the one or two. I'll be all right. Lola has to get out of here though. So Lola, where can you be found, man?
Go to my Linktree. Linktree/indie_princess, and you will find all my links.
And you got lore out right now, so you still got the sign up page up.
I do, and that's the link is also in Linktree for.
We have a month. We're a month away from launching. Yes.
I'm almost done with all my graphics. I'm so excited. My graphics are killing me.
Yeah, try to hold on to that excitement because the panic is going to set in just as quickly.
Man, I'm trying to figure out schoolwork and doing lore, and it's like, ugh, it's crazy.
I don't know why she won't let me help her, but that's okay.
Well, you know.
And then I just came up with a new project that I'm going to work on too.
There you go.
That involves 69 different books.
Nice.
It sounds involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can you be found at, Miss Daphne?
You can find me at my main website, egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can read Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, the first 5 issues for free. All my social media links are on there too, including a link to the infamous House of Bob furry porn gallery that you all know and love. And you can also find links to my other comic book, Tall Tales. If you prefer your fantasy to be more action adventure oriented, you can go to talltales, TAILS, online.com.
Very good. And of course, I'm VARIAN Grant. I'm the best ever, constantly ridiculed, bit of a messiah complex, you know. Yeah,
a bit.
It's a bit of a messiah complex. But I've been martyred for this industry. Anyway,
and like your brother said, you're the dick of comics.
I am. I didn't like Dick Clark of comics. I'll be the dick of comics. So thank you, Edwin, for that. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's a new nickname I'll give myself. indievote.com, ledg.us to have your books published. Not published, distributed.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we're not publishing.
You're publishing under Last Call.
Yeah, published under Last Call Comics for now. And also, guys, check out the Terraform Continuum. I don't have any of that stuff in here to show you guys, but Terraform Continuum book, it is funded. Go over and check that out over on Kickstarter. Volume 1 of that did fund. Now, after that, indievoteawards.com is where you need to go to submit your stories and your comics and your project for consideration in the 2021 Indie Vote Comic Book Awards. Head over there, get that done. And Scottish Lord, Lord Reverend VARIAN Grant. That's pretty much it for me.
And don't forget about our sponsor for Indie Vote, Dick Blick.
If
you go over there.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Go to indievote.com, and at the bottom of the page, you will see an image for Dick Blick. Click on that, and right now, if you click on that, you will get free shipping on orders $45 or more.
Oh, okay. I got to take advantage of that.
It's real handy right now, especially the way shipping costs are. Crazy.
Yeah, really.
Doesn't take much to get $45 worth of art supplies.
Yeah,
you can always stock up. That stuff don't spoil.
Grandpa's Comic Con got Daphne's book today. Looking forward to checking it out.
Thank you.
She's awesome. I haven't got mine yet, Daphne. But,
no, you should be getting yours either like tomorrow or Friday. By Friday, you should definitely have it. I
see how it is. I'm gonna start sending Daphne bloody unicorn horns in the mail. I haven't got my book yet, Daphne. I'm just kidding. Randy, where can you be found at?
Well, thanks for remembering me. You can find me back here tomorrow morning at the Breakfast Buzz at 9 a.m. Eastern time. But in the meantime, I'm on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman, under Twitter occasionally as Randy Zim. I do have a page up there just to, keep it away from the Russians. But other than that, I'm working very hard on. Oh no, I'm very serious about that. I had to take it back. I set it up, had some Russian dude come and take it. I had to come up and switch the password, take it back. It was a couple of years ago, but anyway, I'm working very hard on getting Arrow Comics 4.0 off the ground. I am looking forward to ramping up here towards the last half of the year. So you can pay attention or start looking for news on that. There's a lot of news that we haven't said. There's a lot of things going on. And if you want to go over to the Arrow Comics 4.0 page on Facebook or the Arrow Comics 4.0 page on YouTube, the channel on YouTube. I will have some content up there shortly. I'm in the middle of a big commercial job that's bowling me over. As soon as that's done, hopefully by the weekend, we'll start putting some videos up there and start talking about what's going to be happening. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and Revolt is coming up too. We're going to do an Indie Revolt anthology that you can look forward to more news on that. There's a little hint up on the Facebook site already where we show 3 out of the 4 covers and we talk a little bit about the book. There's a lot more to be said about that too, which we'll talk about in the upcoming weeks. But anyway, other than that, Thursday morning, 9 a.m. and then Sunday morning also at 9 a.m. We might actually have an awesome interview, if not this Sunday, the next Sunday, with a true legend in comics and sequential art. So you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to having that on. So other than that note, tomorrow morning.
Geekgasm is over.
Never last. Never last.
No, Geekgasms never last. Sorry, they're so short.
Thanks for having me on at the last minute. So I was kind of horned in and crashed. So sorry.
You're welcome on anytime, Randy.
Thank you.
I want to wish everyone a good night and see you next time.
Stay healthy, everybody. Be careful.
Ciao.
See ya.